Welcome to Lesson 2. Open up your NXT programming software. In the Start New Programming box, place your initials and the word Forward to into the text box, and then select Go. If the Robot Educator is open, X that out to create more programming space. Down in the bottom was the Common palette. Select the Complete palette and move up to the green folder. There, you'll drag a motor block onto the sequence and release it. You will notice this motor block in the Complete palette lets you control one motor only if you need finer control for just one wheel. Notice this motor block is defaulted to port A. We don't have a motor in port A, so let's select port B. It's going forward, and let's change it to degrees. In fact, 720 degrees, which is 2 rotations. In the duration box, we didn't need to choose degrees. In fact, if we go back down, we can check some of the other options. We have also rotations and seconds. Unlimited is at the very top. If unlimited is selected, it looks like a figure 8 in the motor block. Oddly enough, unlimited doesn't mean the motor will run forever. In fact, the motor will only turn once as the brick considers the program over in our sequence. You will need to add more programming blocks in order for the motors to run an unlimited amount. Go back to the motor duration and change that again to 720 degrees. Now move up to the green folder and select a second motor block and place it to the sequence. Notice it's defaulted as A. We'll need to change that to port C. Again, select degrees and 720. Let's review our programming sequence. Motor B, port B, forward, 720 degrees. There's another heading, wait for completion. Select that and select brake. That means a brake will be applied and your tire will stop. C, port C, forward, 720 degrees. Select the wait for completion as well and apply the brake to that motor also. Before you connect your cable to download the program from your computer to the brick, save your new program in the Robotics folder, then select Download and run the program. If programmed properly, your bot should do what is shown in the video. Didn't we program our bot to move forward? It appears one wheel move forward and then the other. Remember, the robot will do only what it is programmed to do. Let's return to our programming sequence. Our robot did exactly what we told it to do. The motor in port B went 720 degrees. Then the motor in port C went 720 degrees, one after the other. Select the motor in port B and this time deselect wait for completion. Do the same for the motor in port C. When the wait for completion is deselected in this manner, motor block C will not wait for motor block B to complete its task before block C begins. Both wheels in ports B and C will turn at the same time. You would think that when the wait for completion is deselected in both motor blocks B and C, that they should both now rotate 720 degrees or 2 turns at the same time, but they won't. As a default, they will only turn together once, as shown in the video. When you're using individual blocks, they need to be told how many times to turn together by using a wait block. Once you've selected the wait block, you need to turn it from a touch sensor into a rotation sensor. The rotation sensor now will tell blocks B and C how many times to rotate. In this case, we wanted them both to go 720 degrees or 2 turns. You'll notice that it's also defaulted for A. Well, we don't have a motor in port A. We have them in B and C, but which one do you select? Actually, it doesn't make any difference, because this will tell both B and C to move together 720 degrees. Let's select B. Now, change your program just like I changed mine. Download it and run it. Your program should allow your robot to move as shown in the video. 1 rotation, 2 rotation, and some extra? Why did the robot's tires move more than 720 degrees, or 2 rotations? It turns out your robot's motors have some forward momentum, much like when a bicycle does not immediately slow down after coming down a long hill. This means we need to apply some brakes to our robot to stop at 720 degrees. In order for our robot to stop at exactly 720 degrees or 2 rotations, we need to tell it to stop. In order to do that, we need to add some more blocks. Go to the Action palette and add a motor block. This will represent motor block B. It says A right now, so we need to select port B. What do we want that motor block to do? We want it to stop right after the 720 degrees is done. Let's go back to the Action palette again. Drag another motor block onto the sequence. We want motor block C to stop, so we need to change this from A to a C, and once again, select the stop. In essence, B and C will turn 720 degrees, as defined by the weight block, which is turned into a rotation sensor. 720 degrees or 2 turns. At that point, both B and C will stop. Make certain that you label this 720 degrees. Save the program, download it, and try it. It should in fact run as shown in the video. 1 rotation, 2 rotations, and a perfect stop.